Namaskar dear students, welcome you to our channel Bio by Gulab Sir. As a part of series of lectures, today's topic is Kelvin cycle. We did learn about photophosphorylation as a light phase. As you know that photosynthesis occurs in two major phases, light phase and dark phase. We learn light phase, that is photochemical phase, photophosphorylation. Cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation we learn, and we learn how ATP and NADPH2 are produced, which are used as a assimilatory power in dark reaction. That is what reduction of carbon dioxide into carbohydrates. So light phase occur in grana, dark phase occur in stroma. This dark phase is also known as Kelvin cycle because it is discovered and described by Melvin Kelvin. This Kelvin cycle is also known as assimilation reaction, as carbon dioxide is assimilated into carbohydrate. This is also known as C3 cycle, as first product of Kelvin cycle is 3 carbon compound. I hope you got it why it is so called by this different name. Dark phase is so called because these do not require light, as light phase require light. But it can be take place in presence of light. It does not mean that dark phase do not take place in presence of light. This is very important to understand. Dear students, it's very interesting that how food is being produced by the plant. So this is the second part of that process as a dark phase where carbon dioxide is assimilated into carbohydrate, and we have to learn in detail. This atmospheric carbon dioxide is accepted by primary acceptor RUBP and process begins. This dark reaction occurs in 3 major steps, and these 3 major steps are mentioned as here that you can understand. These are the 3 steps: carboxylation, reduction of PGA to PGL, and regeneration of RUBP. So this Kelvin cycle is occurring in 3 different phases, that is carboxylation, reduction of PGA into PGL, and regeneration of RUBP. Let us understand. Who is primary acceptor for carbon dioxide? RUBP. It is a 5 carbon compound. 6 molecule of RUBP combined with 6 molecule of CO2 to produce 12 molecule of PGA. What is PGA? Phosphoglyceric acid. You would be knowing full form. This 12 molecule of PGA produced with the action of, or this process is catalyzed by Rubisco carboxylase. As enzyme, this catalyzed process to produce this 12 molecule of PGL. This Rubisco can act as a carboxylase as well as oxygenase. That is a dual enzyme. Please remember, as a part of NEET, this Rubisco acts as a carboxylase as well as oxygenase. How it acts as an oxygenase, we will learn as a part of photorespiration. Now first step, once again, 6 molecule of RUBP, ribulose biphosphate, combined with 6 molecule of CO2 to produce 12 molecule of PGA in presence of Rubisco carboxylase. Now this 12 molecule of PGA, second step, that is called reduction of PGA into phosphoglyceraldehyde. So 12 molecule of PGA first undergo phosphorylation to produce 12 molecule of 1,3-DPGA. That means diphosphoglyceric acid. So that 12 molecule of 1,3-DPGA now undergo reduction with the help of NADPH to produce during light phase. This ATP and NADPH2 that producing light phase now used as assimilatory power in this process. So this 12 molecule of diphosphoglyceric acid undergo reduction with the addition of hydrogen from NADPH2. NADPH2 act as a reducing agent that help to reduce diphosphoglyceric acid into phosphoglyceraldehyde. Thus 12 molecule of phosphoglyceraldehyde are produced. Now out of this 12 molecule of phosphoglyceraldehyde, 2 molecule of phosphoglyceraldehyde PGL undergo reversible glycolysis and produce glucose. This is the final product of photosynthesis, and thus glucose is produced. But at the same time, this cycle has to go continue. Therefore, out of this 12 molecule of PGL, 2 molecule undergo reversible glycolysis and produce glucose, but 10 molecule of PGL as a last phase or part of dark reaction undergo phosphorylation, that is regeneration of RUBP. Thus, last step is regeneration of RUBP. It means that 10 molecule of phosphoglyceraldehyde undergo phosphorylation to produce 6 molecule of RUBP once again to absorb the atmospheric carbon dioxide and form the PGA, and this is known as Kelvin cycle. Once again I repeat definition of Kelvin cycle. Cyclic regeneration of RUBP. Cyclic regeneration of RUBP to absorb atmospheric carbon dioxide, combine with it and form phosphoglyceraldehyde A3 carbon compound is known as Kelvin cycle. It is so called C3 cycle because first product is 3 carbon compound. I hope you did understand this Kelvin cycle. Question can be asked. What is Kelvin cycle? Explain it with schematic flow chart for 5 mark. 3 mark will be for this diagram, 2 mark will be for explanation, or 2 mark will be for explanation, 3 mark will be for the 3 steps supposed to be explained in words. I hope you got it. What are the 3 steps? Carboxylation, reduction and regeneration. Carboxylation of carbon dioxide to PGA, reduction that is PGA to PGL, and regeneration that is what 10 molecule of PGL undergo regeneration to RUBP. And what is reversible glycolysis? For that I have given explanation here. After this, let's see what is reversible glycolysis. This reversible glycolysis is very important to understand. See, this 2 molecule of PGL which undergo reversible glycolysis here to form fructose 1,6-diphosphate. Fructose 1,6-diphosphate undergo dephosphorylation. That means phosphate 1 fructose 1,6-diphosphate combine with ADP to form ATP, and thus that fructose 6-phosphate is formed. Fructose 6-phosphate undergo isomerization to form its isomer called glucose 6-phosphate. Now glucose 6-phosphate undergo dephosphorylation, so that phosphate which attaches to the 6 carbon of glucose combine with ADP to form ATP. Ultimately glucose 6-phosphate converted to glucose, and thus glucose is produced by reversible glycolysis from 2 molecule of PGL, which we will learn in respiration glycolysis. You will find glucose 2, fructose 1,6-diphosphate and PGL, that is a glycolysis. But when PGL converted to glucose, that is reversible glycolysis. You got it? And even in respiration, definitely we will have a video. That time also I will repeat what is glycolysis and reversible glycolysis. So you please remember, which is not mentioned there in your book during Kelvin cycle, that what is reversible glycolysis. Although Kelvin cycle is given, 2 molecule of PGL undergo reversible glycolysis to produce the C6H12O6. But what is this reversible glycolysis is very clearly mentioned here, as I have been explained to you just now. This one you please go through, you can understand that. Now detailed notes about this Kelvin cycle I have put here on this board. You please go through step by step. Here it is very clearly mentioned what is that Kelvin cycle, what is the definition of Kelvin cycle. As I told you, cyclic regeneration of RUBP to react with atmospheric CO2 and form the PGA is known as Kelvin cycle. It occurs in 3 steps. These 3 steps that very clear to you: carboxylation, reduction and regeneration of RUBP. So first step, carboxylation, how it occurs with reaction I mentioned here. Reduction of 3-PGA to PGL I mentioned here as a part of notes, and regeneration of RUBP is clearly mentioned here. I hope these notes are sufficient enough. Just have a pause to the video and keep on note down these notes, and even this screenshot are given along with this video. You can go and see and write that notes. I think so more than sufficient. For NEET, many type of questions can be asked in NEET. That if 6 molecule of CO2 required, total 12 plus 6, 18 ATP, then how many ATP will require if 100 molecule of CO2 undergo Kelvin cycle or reduction? So you can understand that having 120 here and 60 here, total 180 molecule. Like that, how many NADPH2 molecules are required to produce 1 glucose molecule? If 6 CO2, then 12 NADPH2 required. But if 60, then you have to increase by their number. If they are 600, then naturally you have to increase by that number. So question can be asked in proportionately in NEET. What is the first ever product of Kelvin cycle? That is phosphoglyceric acid. What happened with phosphoglyceraldehyde produced during Kelvin cycle? नीचे आएगा option that it undergo reversible glycolysis and regeneration of RUBP. It undergo only regeneration of RUBP only, or it occur only undergo reversible glycolysis, or none of these. Answer will be it undergo reversible glycolysis as well as regeneration of RUBP. I know many questions can be asked. You can prepare for it. Very important is that after completion of this process, what would be the process of photosynthesis? Complete process of photosynthesis. It is very important to understand. After that entire cycle occur, we can write this process as a part separately. I took this page and this is very important to understand. Therefore, 6 CO2 combined with 12 H2O plus 18 ATP as we have seen plus 12 NADPH2. These are the reactants. Now these continue as a process, and what are the product? That's naturally C6H12O6 plus 6H2O plus 6O2 plus 18 ADP plus 12 NADPH2. This is a correct process of photosynthesis with detail. So please remember this process of photosynthesis for the sake of questions to be solved in NEET. Here altogether this is a composite reactions, as 18 ATP and 12 NADPH2 are also required to have the production of glucose as shown in diagram. So here you can see 12 ATP plus 6 ATP, total 18 ATP and 12 NADPH2 which are mentioned in that process. I hope you got it. I am very happy that you are always following us and seeing our video. Still, I request you and appeal you to share and subscribe our channel and keep on visiting our channel, as well as if you are in doubt, you can ask in comment section. Thank you. Happy learning.